Let me just give you one example of how utterly incompetent the current system is. The administration is proposing that we have an individual mandate in which we're going to rely on the honor system to check on giving people cash. Now, in earned income tax credit, which the IRS does such a bad job, that between 21 and 25% of its payments are wrong, about 11 to 13 billion dollars a year going to people who don't deserve it. And that's with checks and balances. Why would you want to move forward and implement on October 1st a system that has no provision for verifying that people ought to get the money?
Now, you have long supported the individual mandate. I remember in 2005 when you talked about the individual mandate. So I know that you have a lot of expertise on this issue. But the administration has not said that it's not going to actually check the law. It's just saying we're going to implement it and we're going to take time to properly ensure it's working.
But you're going to give out cash in between.
But of course you have to ensure that people have the support to actually get health insurance, that tax credits, health care tax credits, things that Republicans have supported for years and now want to just
I have a question about incompetence.
Okay, but can I just one last thing on this? In effect, your administration is holding up a sign that says, "Would you like some money?"
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. People are going to verify people's when they go on the exchange.
Verification.
Yes, there absolutely is. There is an exchange. When they go online, there's income verification as well. So,
don't you all find
I want you to take on
but don't you two find it a little bit odd that the institution in our system, which is up for re-election next, the U.S. House. I mean, in theory,
and the U.S. Senate. There's U.S. senators up next too.
But just take a look. I mean, the entire U.S. House, all 435, have to go and run again. And in that setting, the Republicans have overwhelmingly said they believe it is essential to represent their constituents by trying to stop this law before it gives away billions and billions of dollars in systems that don't exist yet.
First of all, we've had an election of the entire House of Representatives since this bill passed.
You've had two.
But we've also had an election of the president and the Senate. And the president had an opponent that said he wanted to defund Obamacare, get rid of it, and he lost. And you also had senators, and senators gained. So actually, 2 of the 3 branches here that actually campaigned, Democrats gained seats. So I don't think the issue here is, I think the American people actually feel like this issue has been litigated. And on the important issue of healthcare costs, Newt, I think what's been vitally important about this law is that we have had a historic reduction in healthcare costs. Even CMS that came out this week acknowledged that these costs that we have in the healthcare system, healthcare inflation, which people see in their premiums, those are going down. The projections of these costs were supposed to be double, triple what they are, and we're seeing lower healthcare costs for everybody.
Wait a second. First of all, the cost went down because we went into a deep recession.
That's not, that is not the reason.
They have continued to rise faster than the rate of inflation.
They have risen faster than the rate of inflation.
And the projections are next year they go up even faster.
Slowing.
But the projections they go up faster. But let me carry back for a second.
That's not accurate.
You described a split decision. The American people elected a Republican House that deeply believes this should be changed.
Fewer House Republicans won. Actually, some lost. Its majority went down.
So doesn't that suggest that the will of the nation is to find a compromise?
We have a way to decide this right now, which is you can ask people have been asked, do you think we should defund the government? I mean, we should defund Obamacare as a strategy on the budget. And their response, 2/3 of Americans are saying no to this strategy. So we have a way to ask that question right now. And the vast majority of Americans think it's the wrong strategy. So what I say is, I think people can recognize there's a budget debate, there's a question on the debt limit. Let's have a debate about those issues and put Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, let's put that to the side.
Which means, in effect, never touch it. The president has volunteered to debate Obamacare.
If your view is right, then the Senate will pass it.
Does the president want to do it in retirement? When does the president want to debate Obamacare? In retirement?
I think the time he did, in 2012, when he debated Mitt Romney 3 times in a debate, or had town halls on it.